And that's the first thing they hear. The first human sound on today's stream is Susie going. Well, that about sums up what's going to happen today. But yeah, welcome to Tuesday's stream. I don't know about Alex, I mean, given the internet problems we had at the weekend.
Yeah.
He's not even online, so...
Yeah. I just wanted to make weird noises.
So, I guess we're gonna head down below?
Yes, that's where I'm currently heading.
Right, now. Which down below are you thinking of? That didn't sound good. Oh, I was thinking of the other down below.
Other down below? Ew! Okay, yep.
Right, now how far into there have you explored?
I'm trying to remember. Let me see what bonfires I have and I'll let you know.
Because that would probably make a lot of difference.
I have seen with the giant's bonfire.
Okay, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
And you've got the silver serpent ring, haven't you?
Yeah.
Did you...
I haven't killed Leroy.
Neither have I. I'm trying to think, have you saved, what's her name?
I cannot remember for the life of me.
Basically, did you have Patches kick you off a ledge yet?
May have done?
That really doesn't.
Yeah, I really do not remember. I'm pressing A to go up ladders faster.
How Dark Souls 2 and 3 ruined us.
I have been pushed off a ledge by impact.
Right, I'm just by the bonfire. What am I looking for?
In honesty, as much as I hate this area, I don't really want to explore it ever. So, I'm all for going to the boss.
I'm just quickly adjusting a couple of things.
Hello. Hey, puppy.
Hi, Pop.
Puppy. She's like. Also, I like it because it suddenly got cold.
Right, get to the other bonfire, I think, will be the first step.
Alright,
Because if that's it, we're just gonna obviously need to use that one.
Alright, okay.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello!
Ah. So,
Few updates.
one, your internet's still trash.
Yes.
That was too obvious.
2.
Yep.
There are no Ethernet in the house.
Oh
There's no wired.
dear.
A moment of silence for Alex.
And I found out that the internet tends to just... It's not It's not that it's terrible, because it works really well throughout the rest of the day, but apparently it gets crap between about 7 and midnight.
Yeah, that's because it's peak usage hours after everyone is back from work.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But throughout the rest of the day, it's fine.
Yay for people wanting to watch Netflix in the evening.
Definitely not Game of Thrones.
Well, that's finished, so...
Yeah.
No, people are...
Literally, and in the hearts of everyone who loved it.
Well, there's meant to be a prequel in the works.
Yep, and chances are people are gonna hate it.
Well, the problem is... The one problem you have with doing a prequel is unless you set it far enough beforehand, you can't really do much of prequels.
Yeah.
Because the ending is already defined. So they could do... They can... Yeah, that's the problem. This is why, like, people love the Old Republic stuff with Star Wars. It's so far before the other films. They are... I mean, obviously there are certain things they can't do, but they have more freedom than, say, the prequel trilogy did. So...
Yeah.
Because they're able to tell a story with a completely different set of characters.
Indeed.
And characters who none of them are protected. Because obviously Anakin, he was a protected character.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, Yoda. So... Now obviously we never knew obviously who the name of Luke's mum when we had the original film, so that was fine to come and create the character. Then, well, they kind of had to kill her off.
Rest in peace, person.
Yeah, she played base. She was, oh, jeez, they didn't do much with her. Well, I'm thinking of Anakin's mum. Yeah, even Padme. Padme was only good in Clone Wars. I think they sort of underused her in the films. Again, because...
Jar Jar was never good.
Well, you see, at least in one of the books, they actually made Jar Jar actually have a decent plot line. And by that, his entire plot in the book can be summed up in one sentence. He ended up becoming a street performer. Well, no, he ended up becoming a street performer after the rise of the Empire.
Oh, lol.
Yeah. So... That's fun.
That's all he is, really, is a clown.
Yep. To the point that the canon book, the book that got written ahead of episode 7 coming out, did that to him. Because everyone was like, is Jar Jar going to return to be the villain in the new saga? And that book was basically, it was a book that was a collection of short stories.
Yeah.
And it was like 7 or 8 of them. And yeah, that was basically the thing of, no, Jar Jar's gone.
Yeah.
So
My Switch is out of power, so it's got to charge up a little bit.
can you not play it on charge while...
It was like dead. So it's going to take a little bit just to give it enough power to actually turn on.
Give
Oh.
it the juice.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. So what to do?
The screen's not turning off.
Pardon?
The screen's not turning off. Oh, there we go.
You mean on?
Well, that happens.
Yeah, no, it's like severely dead.
Okay. So A, that was clever for letting it get like that. And B, anyone know how long it takes before they're even usable again?
I think it's like 10 minutes, maybe 15, maybe 30. Because I have let my Switch accidentally get into that state because I was playing Diablo 2 like obsessively, and it died, and I was like,
I mean, it was fully charged before I took it back from uni. And Switch tends to have pretty good storage capabilities of its power.
Sorry, I see your ghost running behind me!
No, Susie, that's probably not my ghost.
It was your ghost?
Susie, have you looked on stream what I'm doing?
No, that was a while ago.
So whilst I'm waiting, I've been watching an anime, and it's my 5th favourite now.
Which one's that?
The Rising of the Shield Hero.
I'm meant to watch that.
It is pretty good. And it's brutal as well. Not in the graphic sense. I mean more in the sort of emotional sense of well, it's brutal to the protagonist. It's yeah, very brutal.
Yeah, there's other animes like that.
Essentially, imagine being forced into a world you have no idea about, to then get framed for crimes you didn't commit, lose everything, your armor, your sort of your money, your respect throughout the entire kingdom, and you have to try and get strong enough so you can fight off a wave which you had no real say in whether or not you wanted to do it. And you can't wield any weapons other than the shield, so you can't even level up properly without anyone's help.
Is this basically just some knockoff attempt of SAO?
Oh no, definitely not.
But it's sort of it does sort of seem halfway there at the moment.
Well, essentially, I mean, the character's reading a book about the 4 cardinal heroes, and it sort of tells a bit of the story of the world. He keeps reading, and eventually he gets the Shield Heroes page where it's blank, and that's then when he gets teleported to this world, which has video game elements. The other 3 heroes, the sword, the bow, and the spear, all got sent into this world from different versions of Japan. The only difference is all 3 of them got sent in through different video games, whereas the protagonist got sent in through a book. So yeah, I mean, yes, it is fairly SAO, but it's very different in the way it explores it. It's kind of like, because with Sword Art Online, the protagonist Kirito, he's a loner, but he's still got, you know, respect mostly from a lot of people, and you know.
Well,
or
given everyone basically wanted to kill him at the beginning of it all. Because everyone decided they didn't like anyone who was a beta test player.
True, but he didn't commit any crimes, or wasn't framed for any crimes, and you know.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying it's lifting half the plot. So.
But in this case, like, what happens to him really does change him, because he's coming into this world, he's kind of quite cheerful because he's an otaku, and now he's just been sent to this world, just like, you know, any otaku's dream. And he's like, this is amazing, and you know I'm really happy to be here. And then
Yeah, learn to
really
fight to
bad
survive.
stuff happens.
So,
He gets accused of sexual assault, which he didn't do. He gets robbed by that person as well, and nobody believes him that he didn't do it, and that's because the princess because the person who was doing the framing is the princess to the and yeah, and the king is sort of got a grudge against the Shield hero anyway because of something that happened with a past Shield hero. And yeah, it's then said that rumors are spreading about what you've done, so you know your punishment is that you'll never be able to live a decent life in this world. And it is like it's brutal. And also throughout, he gets pushed down further and further by these same people, constantly trying to frame him of things he didn't do and trying to take things away from him that, you know, he holds dear. It's really brutal, but at the end of it all, there is a satisfying conclusion to all of that. And you sort of just feel happy for the guy when that all happens, because, you know, yeah. It's really good. I'm trying to say, like, enough stuff to try and explain it, why it's so good, but at the same time I don't want to explain it too much, just in case I end up spoiling too much.
yeah, I get that bit. Oh boy.
I think the Switch is ready. Oh god, it's on 3%.
Well, if you keep it plugged, you should be alright.
Yeah.
What was I going to mention? Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention yesterday, which I put in the Discord, was the update video for Demon X Machina.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I do agree with what you said. It's like the updates that they've done to the game have actually some of the things I actually did have a problem with, like the barrier, where it sort of just slingshotted you back in.
Yeah.
When sometimes there was an enemy that died just on the barrier.
Yeah.
So I had dropped an item and I was trying to get it, but I couldn't because I'd just get slingshotted
Well,
away.
that sort of then ties in with the whole increased range to get stuff.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well.
I mean, they only highlighted a few of the updates they had done from the beta.
It's nice to know that there's a game series that's sort of there's a developers that are listening to the.
You're cutting around there.
Nah, crap.
But yeah, it's good that they say they wanted to get people's feedback to decide what to tinker with.
Yeah.
I mean, font size is a major one for me. Xenoblade X syndrome. Yeah, the font in Xenoblade X is tiny. So that's why I refer to it when games have tiny text as Xenoblade X syndrome. I know other games prior to it did it, it's just that one really highlighted the problem for me.
Boy, this controller is on the verge.
No, I believe the Verge was something else.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. Okay. I'm just gonna have to have him sit at the bonfire just so that whilst I go find the spray can, he doesn't end up walking off the edge of the cliff. Yeah, it's that situation. Oh wait, my dad's gonna have one downstairs. I'll be right back.
Okay. So what has Susie done today?
Went out, got the new phone, came back, napped, got dinner, napped, and here I am.
And the kiddies?
Sleeping?
Well, they're not waiting for you to get home.
Poppy was upstairs and Daisy was waiting for us.
Well, she's just sitting by the front door, just like, Humans, you're not allowed to leave without me.
Yeah.
Or was it more a case of, Humans, did you bring me anything?
No, we didn't bring them anything.
No, but is that what she does, though?
It is basically what she does. She's like, where have you brought back? Where have you brought back? Where have you been? Where have you been? Oh my god.
Give me food, humans.
Pretty much.
Also, human, give me cuddles.
I always made sure I do that. Mum brought in a pudding this morning and I just cuddled her.
So what's Susie gonna do tomorrow?
Nap.
What about Kitty's playtime?
They're gonna nap with me.
But what about their playtime? Kitties need their playtime.
But naps?
Susie just has to sit there while kitties play. Oh yeah, Susie's not going to want to have naps tomorrow. Because of where we're going today in DS2.
Or what naps?
No, because if you'll close your eyes, you'll have nightmares.
Naps.
Things that haunt you as you sleep.
Naps,
So,
naps.
Susie needs to learn what terrifying her and her dreams mean.
I don't dream.
Yes, you do.
Nope.
What makes you say you don't?
I don't remember them.
Do you even realise how a dream actually works scientifically?
I know how they would do work scientifically. I think it's like you dream for like 15 minutes and then after that 15 minutes has passed, you just forget it. Something
It's
like
not just that, the dream actually happens because your brain goes through several cycles. Not well, necessarily cycles, but several stages during your sleep.
Yeah.
And it's only during the one of the early stages / late, because your brain goes back through the stages as you wake up. And it's only in one of the earlier stages that dreams actually occur. And
Also, I'm pretty sure they happen when I'm in deep sleep.
no, dreams don't actually occur when you're in your REM phase, which is the deepest part. I believe that was the term for the deepest part, or am I thinking of REM is the stage where the dreams occur?
REM is the stage where the dreams occur.
Okay, so yeah, that's the early
entire-
stage. That's the early stage / late stage. of the cycle. So yeah, but yeah, so dreams won't happen when you're in deep sleep, but it's also in that early and late stage is when your brain is actually the least inclined to store things in your memory. Also, on average, a person has like 90 dreams in a standard sleep cycle. Yeah. So you try remembering all 90 of them.
I dreamt I was a potato. Nah. I never really remember mine.
Yeah, but that's why, because it's your brain just basically going through the events of the day mainly. So, yeah. Although more interestingly, thing of science that I recently discovered, why Chernobyl is still absolutely deadly.
The what?
You know of Chernobyl?
No.
The biggest nuclear disaster in human history?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, well I was watching a thing, hey Squid. Yeah, but we already have a team. So we've already got 3 people. We're just waiting on the 3rd. Because they let their switch die. Battery wise, that is. But yeah, yeah, anyway, how are you anyway, Squid? But, yeah, as I was saying, so I was watching Because Science.
Yeah.
So I'd seen the guy who present a few other things, which was including that Mythbuster mini-series to find the new presenters.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was explaining about what went on in the reactor the day the problem occurred. What version do you have though, Squid? This is the biggest thing. But yeah, he sort of explained how the reactor worked and why what happened caused what happened. But the reactor going up as it did was not the biggest problem. It's what's happened after it going up is the problem. So, underneath reactor 4, which is the one that blew up.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, the actual explosion was only a steam explosion.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's what the problem was the steam. Obviously, that still caused fires and whatnot, but technically, it was a steam explosion.
Hello.
There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, after they sort of managed to suppress the fire and whatnot, people went in to go and have a look at what was left, and what they found is the interesting part. Underneath reactor 4 was a still. Hey, respawn. Well, I use pyromancy mostly for soul farming. But yeah, no, underneath reactor 4 was a pile of still super hot molten material.
Okay.
With a temperature peaking half the surface temperature of the sun. And it's still incredibly radioactive. Because that was molten uranium. And here comes the big thing. To this day, that is still scorching hot and highly radioactive.
Can we go there?
No, because if you get anywhere near it, it will kill you. Because the people that went down and found it were dead within days. Even though they were wearing the best hazmat suit material that was available at the time. And even today with really good hazmat suits, you cannot stay near that thing for like more than an hour. And then your radiation limit is basically exceeded.
Are you talking about Chernobyl?
Yeah. Because they were talking about it last week on Because Science.
Oh.
I was saying, Squid, what system do you have the game on? So yeah, so the buffering. But yeah, the whole reason Chernobyl is still deadly today is purely because of this molten material that lingers underneath it. And bear in mind, oh, that's cool, you're on the Switch. Where about in the game are you? Yeah, the big thing also is it had eaten through solid reinforced concrete. They can't contain this material. Granted, it has slowed down, but that you're a Gwyn. Yeah. But thanks for the offer, Squid. We're pretty good with what we're doing. Me and Susie have been through the game a couple of times already, so.
Yep.
And I haven't.
Nope. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, how are you doing anyway? And what about you, Respawn?
That's a hey, Respawn.
But yeah, it's.
Entertainment.
But yeah, it's a I'll say it was a very interesting bit, sort of looking at why the thing was dead. You know, what actually is there still. Because obviously I'd been aware about it, the thing's explosion existence, but I'd never really known why. Because like I said, the Because Science video gives you a pretty decent, explanation for people who are not scientists as to how a nuclear reactor works. So yeah. So yeah, there's I'd recommend go checking that out if you're interested in. And bear in mind, they don't just tackle, he doesn't just tackle real things. He tackles things from comic books and whatnot. Because one from a few weeks ago was, why in Thor Ragnarok could Thor be affected by a taser when he can summon lightning and be unaffected?
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, and there's actually a real. Again, he goes for the most realistic explanation science can offer, and there is actually a really good reason why the taser would work, but not actual lightning.
Interesting.
It's due to a effect that. Wait, oh, so what Respawn? Well, while I wait for Respawn to post or what he was asking about. Yeah, it's basically the higher the voltage of and some other specifics of electricity. Oh, it's on Because Science. But yeah, why Thor could be affected by a taser but not lightning. But yeah,
So,
base it also
where
quickly.
am I going?
You want to go into Tomb of the Giants and then get to the other bonfire.
Why?
Because we're heading off that one. Ah, you must... yeah, like...
Why?
because that's where we're heading.
Is that where the next boss is?
Yep. And the name should give you a bit of a hint as to who we're going for. Of the stream.
Oh, right. 1 sec. One thing I will point out now, very quickly, about, says you're offline for me for some reason.
I'm online.
Yeah.
How to read Pokemon Platinum?
No, it's all up. People watching are... it's all correct, isn't it?
Oh, there we go. That was weird.
But yeah, as I was saying, the whole reason like why Thor could be affected by a taser and not actual lightning, it's because of the way real-world tasers and lightning work. When something gets hit by lightning, there is actually a...
I forgot how dark it was here.
yeah. Basically, when you're hit by lightning, you have what's known as the skin effect. Which is basically to do with like...
Is there anything I can... Is there anything I should equip whilst I'm here? Because I can't see crap.
Sunlight maggot.
Ah, yes, that's the item, wasn't it?
Yep. But yeah, basically, like when you're hit, there's something called the skin effect, which makes most electrical charge from a lightning bolt go around your body, not through it. And the key thing is a taser doesn't have the same sort of frequency as a lightning bolt, which is why you're more likely to have effects from a taser than a lightning bolt if you are directly hit. More deaths regarding lightning occur by the electrical discharge at ground level than actually being struck. Because when lightning hits the ground, it wants to dissipate, so it will travel out in all directions. And if you're standing there, it will then go up, it will then sort of, be conducted through your body, with the charge going up one leg, and then crossing your torso, and then going back down the other. And because of that, that's what causes problems with your heart and whatnot.
I cannot remember the way to the bonfire.
Up the ladder and follow the path.
Which path?
So you want to sort of go... Well, it's almost straight on from the ladder.
So I climbed up the ladder, so I go forwards.
Pretty much.
It's a wall.
Well, follow the wall.
Patches.
Yeah. It's to the right of Patches. You should eventually run into a skelly dog.
So I have to go past Patches.
Well, so you want to go to his right.
Oh.
Yeah, there's some... Because that whole skin effect is like why when you're in a car you don't get affected. Well, you're not likely to be affected by lightning because electricity wants to take the path of least resistance, and going around the vehicle is much less offers less resistance than trying to go through it. Same again with when a person is actually struck by lightning and this skin effect happening. It takes the path of least resistance. I have not seen that one, Squid. And... that's... I mean, bear in mind, people can still take some serious injuries from being struck. Mostly though, that is not actually. It's not necessarily going to be the electrical charge that does injury. It's the heat.
It warms up your blood.
Well, yeah. You bear in mind, you're being hit by millions of volts at very high ampage. Yeah, that's fine. Respawn. Because that's the key thing. It's the amps that are what kills you if you are electrocuted, not the voltage. Because you can be killed by a low voltage level with really high ampage. And you can be, you know, you can go on something with really high voltage but low ampage. Because it's if the ampage is high enough and at the right frequency, that's what affects your nervous system.
Yeah.
Or is it like really high ampage you're unaffected? Yeah, there's high ampage you're unaffected, low ampage is what affects you. Maybe that's the right way around. Point is that, you know, there's a reason why there are people who have been, struck with touched electrical things which they shouldn't have, or been struck by lightning, and have walked away without any problems. Though touching electrical,
an electricity box.
well, that's because the electricity is using. Because bear in mind, electricity wants to get into the ground. That's the big thing for electrical charges. They want to go to the ground. It's using you as the path of least resistance to do that. And because of the way electricity will travel through the human body, if it's capable of going through it, that's then hits your nervous system and your cardiac system, and that's what and it causes like your heart to misbeat and whatnot.
Beat.
Or even beat too fast.
I found the bond fear.
Okay, let me just finish this and then we can start doing some summons. So.
Wait.
Hmm?
You have 400,000 souls?
Yeah, this is why this is the farming spot.
Oh. Cool. Okay. How many souls are you getting per time? I can't actually see because of the...
I kill the one big skelly, I'm getting 4,321. I kill these skeleton dogs, I am getting 2,593, and there are 4 of them. Okay, Respawn, you take care.
Take care.
So I'm getting over 10,000 souls a pass. Bear in mind, Nab is the one who taught me about this farming procedure. Although I kind of improved it with the mimic head.
I see. So summons?
Yeah, you're summoning first.
Oh.
I mean, really, it's your first experience, so you should be the one that summons first.
This is true.
It's why me and Nab have made it a point that Susie goes first for Dark Souls 2.
I know. Let me just not lose my souls.
Yeah, I'm gonna be leveling up a bit.
How is it that those big ones give you more than the dogs when I got more from the dogs than the big ones?
No, the dog was giving me more.
Oh, I thought you said that the...
No, the big one was giving me 1,000 and some. No, 100. Yeah, 1,000 something.
Oh, I thought you said 4,000.
No. That's because a electrical fence is not really designed for killing. It's designed to just shock you to back off.
Shocking, isn't it?
You know, the electrical fences are designed, built around knowing the limitations of the human body and how it reacts to such incidences.
One more pass should be enough to level up once. Just to, just so I don't lose 60,000 souls.
There.
That would be disastrous.
A very big disaster.
This would be a disaster. P. It's a catastrophe.
Yeah, and there's...
Right. I got enough souls. Light it up, up. Light it up.
Okay, my sometimes down. So, yeah. I mean, like, there's another, so one thing I only found out, last year is that, like, railway tracks across the entirety, well, I know definitely say in the UK, all the railway tracks are electrified. And the only time I thought railway tracks were electrified is like on the, something like the London Underground, where there's the third rail, which is electrically charged.
I see.
Because the way it's to do with the signalling system, it's how they keep track of where a train is. Because the idea is that the train short circuits a section of track. So as a train is running on a section, it short circuits it, and that's how the signal center knows where it is. It's also why when they have a derailment, they've got these clips. They'll, similar to like you'd use to jumpstart a car. They've got some of those on board a train, so they clip it to each of the tracks that it was on, and it lets the signal box know that there's still something in that area. Obviously now the electrical level for train tracks, if they're just using it for the signalling system, is incredibly low voltage, and it doesn't it's not really going to cause a human much of a problem. But obviously, like things like a third rail and whatnot, where they use it to power a train, that's a different matter.
I see a Stoozy.
Yep.
Jesus, this ridge is long.
Oh yeah, down below, that's Ash Lake.
Oh, right. We've been invaded.
Yeah, scripted.
One, isn't it? What's down this hole?
Progression. You might want to go and collect your prize.
I've actually known about the electrified tracks for a long while because I lived in an area where the station was right next to a level crossing.
Right, so are we continuing down this way, or...?
That's a dead end.
This is a dead end. Well, what's the point of coming down here? Is it just to trigger Leroy?
Yep. Well, that's where Leroy spawns. And... Yeah. Sorry, Susie, as you were saying.
Yeah. I was made a point when I was younger not to step on the tracks either side from the crossing or whatever to not get electrified.
Well, because around here, we're everything being overhead power fed. It's obviously all the warning signs are about the overhead cables, not the track. Ow!
We're being shot. White titanite chunk.
Where is he?
Oh, maybe I forgot to upgrade the bonfire.
Bonfire. Checkpoints in biscuits.
But yeah, like the only level crossing near here, it's for an old heritage line, which is for the quarries, and that does not use electrification.
Yeah.
That uses like the token system, so if the token's not there, you don't use the track. Oh yeah, you're going to want to keep moving in this area.
Oh hell. I don't know where I'm going, I'm just going down.
Yeah, there are some items to find. Also,
Don't follow me.
Why are there baby skeletons?
because baby skellies.
We just want to be a family.
They're everywhere.
Yep, they respawn.
Okay, well I guess it's a thing to ignore them then.
Yeah. I'm down to my last Estus.
Oh, ready?
Because I forgot, I thought I had the bonfire upgraded and I didn't.
So I'm guessing progression is through this.
Yep.
Traverse the white light.
Yeah, I've seen like,
How on earth does it expect us to...
you will be saved by cutscene.
No, you still take damage after the cutscene.
Oh, I really should have equipped full con... Oh no, wait. I know what I can use. Have I still got it in my inventory? No, I don't. Ow! Right, I'm going into this fight with no Estus.
Do you want some divine blessings? Never mind.
Yeah, like I say, I've seen like the layout, how the map all lines up, which is it's really cool. They did that.
Is
Why am I looking at layouts of Dark Souls? Quite cool.
Is Ash Lake a solo area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crap.
It's a really cool area though.
Hi, Nagash.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Where is he?
Around the.
Run!
Run.
Alright, he's doing one of his attacks that is guaranteed to hit you. That's why I said
Where is he?
Round the other. There he is.
Oh, there he is.
get back.
Ow!
Oh!
You kind of warned me that a little too late, Susie.
Oh, he's gonna do it again.
Ah! Well, at least he kills all the skeletons. Oh wait, there's one here.
He's a necromancer.
Oh, he is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Burn in fire!
Hi, Nito. Also, say to reload this area and look for a body.
Oh yeah. So before you use the bonfire, yeah.
That was much easier than...
Yeah. I mean, I've seen people plenty do it solo. It's just we're doing more,
Bonfire.
Well, we sort of do co-op more for the fun of it, rather than seriousness.
Yeah.
So I'll sit at the bonfire, right?
Yeah, but like I said, before you warp out, you want to reload the area because there'll be an item lurking there.
So save the game.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up, boy.
Save the cheerleader, save the world. I've heard some people use that saying and they don't even know where it comes from.
I've never heard of it.
You wrote
Really?
that.
Yeah.
Really? Oh. I mean, to be fair, it's an obscure one. It's more of a meme, I'd say, more than a saying.
Mm.
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Mm.
It's from a TV series called Heroes.
Never heard of it.
And
I've heard of the show. I've never watched it.
it's a pretty good show. I'm not gonna lie. Paladin helm, paladin armor, paladin gauntlets, paladin leggings.
Yep.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Ducks.
Head.
I mean, I guess that's technically what it is. It is, isn't it, really? I mean, apart from, it doesn't mention hands, does it?
Mm. What was I looking for? Oh yeah, I know what I want to do.
So that's actually a fairly quick area then.
Well, because we sort of had done most of it already earlier, because of getting to the farming spot.
So is there anything we're doing after this then, or
Yeah. I know what we're doing after this.
what might that be?
Are we shooting the melons?
Kind of.
Melons?
Yep, we're gonna do that.
Shooting the melons! Yes!
Oh wait, I'm at the wrong bonfire.
Yeah, it's alright, we'll wait here for you a second.
So,
That's
can we
so
rush
sorry.
it?
Great, now I've got to find my way back again. This is just perfect.
Yeah, well. Susie, check Discord.
I am.
Burn in hell, skelly dogs.
Yeah.
Ow. I died.
Oh jeez.
I had about 190,000 souls.
Mm-hmm. Oh jeez. Why did Susie type some of the craziest things in Discord? She just typed, "Give me a banana so I can go ape." Susie.
At least it's not an eggplant.
You're gonna have to. Susie,
What?
give you the loudest keyboard in the world a break.
Alright, I'll type up my mobile then.
No! I do
It's
not
even louder.
need your fan fiction.
I never wrote fan fiction in a long. Oh, have you seen what I named my dog Trio? No, my Alone.
Alolan.
Trio. That's it.
Or Lowen. Some people fussy about the way they pronounce it. Hi, kitty.
Hold on, I'll post
Yeah.
it in general.
I saw the picture.
People are really angry that Masters come back and said, yeah, we're not doing anything about the problem.
Bear in mind, they've basically been saying that since the get-go when it was announced.
I know.
And as I've said before, and I've brought up on stream before, Pokemon memory space has been growing larger and larger with every generation.
Yep, but they don't seem to want to understand that.
Well, the fans don't know. We were going to hit a point where there would be too many Pokemon. And we have hit it. It was one of the biggest things that Sun and Moon had, was they nearly did it then.
Yeah, indeed.
Which was why Sun and Moon had no national decks. Because they didn't think they were going to get everyone in, and they only barely did it. And then they had, with the Ultra games, they managed to cram 2 more in. Well, technically they crammed 3 more Pokemon in because then Aurora as well.
Yeah.
But that was meant to have been very, very finicky doing that. Because they did spend a lot of time trying to compress that down. Because obviously the one person who has helped them in the past with data compression has not been around for the last few games.
Mm.
So...
Who was that?
Iwata.
Hello?
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 Yeah.
What did you say, sorry?
Iwata.
Alright.
Because, got to bear in mind, he's the whole reason that they got the ability to do Kanto in Gold and Silver.
Yeah.
And he has provided assistance on all the games after that in helping with compression so they could cope with the more and more complex Pokemon data in each game. But
so, where'd he go then?
he was the head of Nintendo that died.
Oh, right. I didn't realise.
Yeah. So... yeah. Because he's the one that was brought up who took the pay cut twice.
Yeah.
But...
so without him, Pokemon's got less storage, basically.
I mean, they still have... I mean, his notes about data compression still exist.
Hmm.
But he obviously was the much better person doing it. I mean, it was always...
Yeah.
It was the note about him. He would be found more often down in the development studios than in his office. Because, he'd worked his way up as one of the developers. So his place, he actually preferred to be making stuff than running the company effectively.
Yeah.
Although he understood how a company should work as well, so... yeah, but yeah, he had used his data compression on a load of games. And also provided so much other sort of like technical support when needed.
Why do you have 17 humanities active?
Because of killing so much stuff, I've ended up with freebies. And also from when we've been killing bosses.
I see.
Have you managed to find your way to the bonfire?
You'll find out probably in a few seconds.
There, just as I asked. But yeah. But like I say, with Pokemon file space, I'm saying every game, each individual's Pokemon data has grown.
Yeah.
So if you compare like Pikachu's data from the original Japanese Red and Green to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, it has got bigger every single game. And that's because of graphical improvements, having to encode more things into its, data for moves, the changes of stats, obviously the colours. Once they put the game into colour, so you had to encode the colours. Gender differences. Then obviously the change from, you know, being pixels to actual 3D images.
Mm-hmm.
And then animations, sounds, which sounds are one of the biggest audio files are one of the biggest memory consumption things that exist. So yeah, and then times that by the number of Pokemon that exist.
Yeah.
And then also add on any form variants. Now you can see why Pokemon was going to hit a problem eventually.
Indeed.
So I'm amazed it took this long before they actually had to call it.
Yeah.
Hi, Susie's dad.
Folks says hi. Hi. I've already gone out and used it for the unlimited day.
Yeah, well,
There we go.
definitely running up every shot.
Yeah, because I actually ran out of my mobile data on the way home. In the box.
I did say
I'll wait for you two to move out the way before I go down there. But yeah, like, hearing that they nearly did call it with Sun and Moon, like I say, well, that kind of so now it makes sense with the whole no national dex thing, which even I was surprised at the time that was a thing. But hearing as to why there was no national dex, although you think they could have then done it with the Ultra games, but oh well. But they did expand the Pokédex, so that's good enough, and then they installed a national dex thing into Bank, so yeah. As long as Pokemon Home compensates with a national dex function, I think I'll tolerate it. And this whole thing that their PR team has said that where possible they're going to try and have every single Pokemon appear in a generation.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the fact that not all Pokemon are going to be available is kind of good news for me in particular.
Oh, I mean,
sometimes
completing the decks can be a nightmare.
I mean, like, for me, sometimes I want to be able to play with, like, new Pokemon.
Yeah. Camera!
On my main team, rather than just have the same Pokemon over and over.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that was the thing, like, I know a lot of people were kind of annoyed Black and White did it. But I did enjoy some of those new Pokemon.
I mean, if they're giving us a decent amount of new Pokemon, then then that's great,
Well, I think the one thing they had said, after the complaints of Gen 5 having too many new Pokemon, they were cutting back on how many new ones they had.
Oh yeah, but like, they could still do ones on level of, say, like Hoenn.
Yeah.
Hoenn is sort of like that sort of mid.
Well,
tier.
given they said that that the new games will take the total of Pokemon to over 900, and we were at 806, I believe.
We're getting at least probably 100.
Yeah, and that's still a good number.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, that's Johto numbers, yeah.
Yeah, but we've had Johto numbers for quite a few times now.
Although the last couple of games didn't do as many Pokemon, but then they made up for it with Megas and the Alolans.
Yeah, but now we don't have that actually. Well,
they haven't said if they're going to do Galaforms.
Yeah, there still is the chance that they could do form variant, the regional variants. But in regards with like the special mechanic ones like Mega Evolution, yeah, we've just got bigger Pokemon rather than
Well, the whole reason of like moving away from Mega Evolution was said in Sun and Moon. Mega Evolution was too restrictive. They wanted something that any Pokemon could use, hence the Z moves. I mean, yes, they then went and made Z moves that were Pokemon exclusive, but overall, a Z move could be, generally Z moves were available to every single Pokemon.
I think they even stated that Dynamax isn't even going to be available for all the Pokemon.
No, every Pokemon in the game will be able to Dynamax.
Oh, yeah.
It's just Dynamaxing is going to be restrictive where you can do it.
Yeah, I see.
They've stated that gyms, raid battles, multiplayer. There might be like a couple of other occasions. Because obviously with the gyms, that's the entire thing about them. People are watching.
I wonder if they'll do the rival battle.
They might do like at least one location where it is. The league is gonna do it.
Yeah.
There we go.
I wonder if this time they'll actually do it like in the anime, where they actually have a tournament prior to the champion of that tournament taking on the Elite Four.
We'll have to wait.
That'd be interesting.
We'll have to see what they decide to do. But yeah, the right, let's reload. But yeah, we then got but yeah, so as I said, the Mega Evolution. But yeah, the Dynamax is Mega Evolution and Z move put together, so
Yeah.
because every move becomes a
Also, it
Dynamax
doesn't
move.
require really much extra stuff, really, when it comes to like data and whatnot, because it's just the Pokemon bigger. They don't have to do many like
Yeah.
fancy effects.
You can
like
s-
Z
or-
crystals.
Well, yeah, they don't have to encode those, but obviously they still have to encode the enhanced move
True.
versions. But yeah, the fact it saves some data, because they still would have had to encode the Z move variants of everything anyway. So yeah, you can see that's
Thinking about it though, the fact that Megas aren't in the game, I think confirms that we won't be seeing Kalos. Not to mention the fact that obviously data is very scarce. Space is scarce.
because they'd had to have loaded in every single Pokemon native to the Kalos region.
And the Kalos region is known for its Megas, so they'd have to have
Yeah.
included the Megas.
Kalos and Hoenn.
Yeah.
Given Hoenn is now the original location for Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
Given they've established that Rayquaza was the very first Pokemon to ever do it.
So, what would the gimmick will be when they do the
Well, you never know. By the time,
legendaries?
like, if they ever do remakes of like,
Diamond and Pearl.
I don't know. I mean, some people obviously are hoping that we get like origin forms for Dialga and Palkia, which, would fit. But I think they might just, I don't know, maybe, I think the main thing they would use, if they did a remake of Diamond and Pearl in this generation, they'd just focus on using Pokemon that are not in Sword and Shield.
I think what they could do is, instead of saying an origin form, how about distorted forms?
Well, Distortion World is Giratina's dimension.
Yeah, but it makes sense if perhaps there is a form which is distorted by that distorted dimension for Palkia and Dialga.
The only problem is, how do you make that work? Because
Well, if you look at Giratina's alternate form, it becomes very streamlined. It looks a bit more chaotic compared to its sort
Yeah,
of
but you have to bear in mind
knight-like.
that's the whole thing with Rayquaza, why he was isolated. Oh, Rayquaza, sorry, Giratina.
Yeah.
That's why he was isolated. As for Dialga and Palkia, they exist in different things. Dialga exists basically in the time stream. Palkia exists, in effectively the spatial dimension itself.
Yeah. Space distortions and time distortions there.
But again, it wouldn't work because, like I say, Giratina is the cause of distortions.
Well, I mean, Kyurem merged with Reshiram and Zekrom.
Yes, but then bear in mind with the lore there, Kyurem is the original form for them. Well, technically Kyurem is the remnant of the original form of all three of them combined.
The shell.
Yeah. Kyurem is naturally drawn to try and reabsorb them. Giratina is the third part of keeping balance between time, space, and dimensions.
Susie, have you signed Coke?
I've just put my sign down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I had to get there, remember?
True.
But yeah, so Giratina keeps the balance of the time-space dimension concept. Whereas obviously Rayquaza finishes land, sea, sky theme. Because obviously Reshiram, Zekrom portray the idea of the yin and yang type.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Hell.
Reshiram and Zekrom say portray the concept of yin and yang, with Kyurem being the whole concept of the balance of both.
Still, I feel like distortion forms would work.
It's
Because I mean, alternate. You could say alternate is another word for distorted.
well, yeah. Because bear in mind, origin form is what Giratina truly looks like in its home reality. Oh, Susie, have you killed Leroy already?
Yeah,
Oh.
sorry.
Leroy Jenkins.
So, because bear in mind, the origin form is technically going to be their most powerful state, as Arceus created them as. So, technically, technically, origin form would be the proper name.
Yeah, I guess.
So,
So when you said origin, for some reason the first thing that came into my mind was the primal forms.
well, obviously those are meant to represent the primal forces of nature.
Yeah. I was
Whereas,
like, well, that wouldn't work. Don't give Dialga and Palkia primal forms. That doesn't work.
no, it's something. Origin forms is going to be something morely, because obviously Groudon and Cairo in primal form are showing off raw power, whereas you're going to want like Dialga and Palkia to be more showing off what they are the master of. So like Giratina.
Problem is though, how would you access those alternate forms? Because before the Lustrous Orb and the
Greasius. Oh no, sorry, the Lustrous Orb and Adamant Orb. Yeah, they could turn those items into doing it.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
I mean, bear in mind, remember, they turned the red and blue orbs into the items needed to trigger primal reversion.
Yeah.
So
Suzy.
it won't be the
Hiya,
first.
Suzy.
It wouldn't be the first time they've, reconfigured an item to do something different.
I
And
think Suzy's being bullied by baby skellies.
yeah, because you have to bear in mind, the two orbs are described as boosting, obviously, the dragon and whatever other type move of that Pokemon. And just making it so that instead the item just triggers primal, well, not primal, but origin forms, like the Gracious Orb does. And this was the clever thing with the Gracious Orb, the way it was encoded, that if you connected to a game that couldn't do Giratina origin form, it would just boost the power of Giratina's dragon and ghost moves, just like how the other two orbs worked.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
So they've got a way around it, without too much problem.
Hello up there.
Yeah, I was just triggering full control.
I don't have that.
Waiting on a
So why are
Suzy.
you taller than me?
No, I think it's just the ground.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, bear in mind, they've said that that they're not expecting to ever be able to use every single Pokemon going forward, but you never know. They might find a way to work it out in a future game.
They can give Home a battling feature.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what they work out. I mean, like I said, they might be, you never know in future that maybe Nintendo develop a much bigger cartridge for the Switch.
Yeah.
I mean, Sword and Shield is going to be on the larger cartridge.
That's just the largest cartridge for now. There could be much better ones later on.
Well, bear in mind, any larger cartridges would not be compatible with the current Switch model, as it is only capable of supporting those two sizes, even though it can operate up to a 2 terabyte SD card. Even though a 2 terabyte SD card does not exist. But yeah, it's just the way it is. So they might release the next ones as, say, the Switch Pro exclusive one, though I doubt they'd want to do that. So it might be on the, never know, on the next console, Nintendo might have realised, okay, we may be a little too restrictive with the cartridge space. Spend a bit more money and we can have larger cartridges, and that can fix problems for Pokemon in particular. Because I think Nintendo would spend the money to keep their flagship franchise able to fully operate.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it is definitely their flagship series. I mean,
it sits up
hold
there.
a candle to Pokemon.
Well, Pokemon is their biggest money maker.
Yeah.
But it sits up top, with Mario and Zelda as their lead franchises.
So where am I heading next?
Wrong bonfire. Right, it's time to do the stuff in Anor Londo.
Oh.
Yep.
Why did I walk to Anor Londo?
Yeah, you want to be at the dark. You want to go and. Well, if you don't.
Because he killed the firekeeper.
Yeah, quickly use a homeward bone or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Because if I keep her, she be dead.
Yep.
If I keep her, be dead.
Give me 1 moment, I'll just BRB a sec.
Alright, Dark Moon Tomb. Ashes. I am a Donalando in the tombs of Dark Moon. I don't need to kill the queen, do I? To trigger the thing. Do I?
Yeah.
I thought that was another way.
No. There is but that single point.
Oh. So is this whole area single player because we've beaten the boss already?
Wait, what's that?
This whole area, we've beaten the boss already, so it's single player, right?
Not until we dispel the illusion.
Oh, right. So you have to dispel the illusion,
Yep.
which means shooting.
Big tit.
That's what you meant by shooting melons.
Yep.
Shit. That's not good. Oh, 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 oh. Doing well. Have you seen the opening for Rising of the Shield Hero?
No, I have.
Okay, 1 second. We're waiting. Oh. I shall. Would you watch it in dubbed or sub?
I'm back.
Because this is actually one of those rare occasions where they do dub the opening.
Wait, what?
Actually sounds pretty cool as well dubbed.
Hey, what is it?
Not gonna lie. This.
Careful.
I was just saying.
Oh, so say if you were about to try and play it, I would say don't because.
No. I put the link on the general chat.
Oh, I'll try and look afterwards. And
I've put it at the very end of the episode because of episode 1. They
yeah, that's usual for animes.
yeah, so they don't spoil anything that's coming on.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, don't watch the opening until you've actually just watch this thing from the start. Actually,
That's
best thing about
fair.
episode 1, it's 50 minutes long.
Mm.
Instead of doing the usual couple of exposition dump episodes, they just decide, you know what, let's just make episode 1 the expedition. Yeah. the exposition dump episode and make it super long.
This woman is a threat. Master Gwendolyn.
So
I think that's definitely killed the firekeeper here.
yeah, probably.
Just dump a load of great chaos fireballs on her.
So I'm guessing I go to the Chamber of the Princess.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm just gonna go and use this firekeeper soul.
That
Big lands, big lands, big lands, big lands.
Wait, what, Susie?
Nothing.
Uden. Where's Uden? Uden. Where are you, Uden?
Who's Alex trying to find?
I'm trying to find Odin.
Who's that?
He is a person on the United Family Discord. And it is made, the decision has been made to turn him into a mod.
Hmm.
So he'll be a mod now.
Oh, you're talking about the other thing.
Yes.
Right.
Right. Just gonna gaze upon those.
This is the tomb of the great Lord Wynn. Tarnished its
Hey,
shadow
what are you doing?
by the
I'm just gathering a
Hear the
thing
voice of
first.
myself. O disciple of the dark sun, thou hast journeyed. If thou shalt swear a shadow.
But you're entering the. Oh, you're kneeling.
Yeah, I'm not entering the fog wall.
There's a covenant there.
Oh, I see. So head to the dark room first, open the door, and then do the.
Nah, bear in mind, this covenant is not a very helpful one. So,
You don't have to open that door now. It opens automatically once you dispel the illusion.
yeah, you require something specific to open the open the door to start with.
I'm guessing I don't have it.
Probably
It's
not.
just not opening.
Have you broken the illusion?
Nope. I just walk to the Chamber of Princess. So, where are you guys gonna be? Are you gonna be outside the chamber?
Pretty much.
Hello?
Yeah, I heard you.
You're gonna be outside the chamber, are you?
Yeah.
Alright. Seems a shame to kill
Mm,
I can see those melons from here. Not even through the doors.
that's fine.
I'm just waiting for everyone to sort of be there, right?
Well, no, it's probably the best idea for us to only do it when we're about to do it, because of triggering her killing her, remember, is a sin in game, and it's one of the biggest ones you can do, so it really will increase invasion chance. Because turning the lights, because when we killed Orsi and Smaug, it ended the multiplayer mode for the area. Dispelling the illusion turns multiplayer back on.
Yeah.
And we don't want to be waiting to be summoned and get invaded. So it's easier to...
What do we do then?
Well,
what are we doing?
It's one of us will dispel the illusion. Then they are to come, summon...
easy.
Yeah. Then they are to come, summon the rest of us.
Why can't I summon you right by the chamber?
Because you're not near the boss room.
So I can only summon you if I'm right next to the boss room.
Well, bear in mind, you're in the wrong... Because then, once you dispel the illusion, you can still use the bonfire.
Oh, I see.
And you're going to walk down here. So... Yeah.
Oh, man. Just gonna get my last looks at this.
Are you human yet or not?
I am human.
Okay. I was just going to say, that's something very, very important. Because obviously, not invading them, summoning us. I was about to say invading us, that doesn't work.
I'm gonna have to kill you, I'm sorry.
She's not alive, she's an illusion.
Nothing to pick up there, is there?
No, like I said, she was an illusion. Right, so let's get summon sign. So let us know as soon as you've walked here, and then we'll put signs down.
Oh, shall perish in the
Huh.
twilight.
Where the illusion... Interesting, where the illusion was for that wall, you can't place your summon sign. Just, either side of where it's sat you can, it's just where the thing itself was.
So is Susie on the other side of it now, or?
I don't know, because Susie's been dead quiet, and it's Susie.
Susie!
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so... You ready, Alex, for this? So, Susie, if you put your... So...
I'm here. Please put your summon.
Yeah, I'm heading down the bottom of the stairs, because then it's right by the boss door.
Okie doke. I'm heading down there as well.
Okay.
I don't want to get invaded. Searching for World of the Guilty.
That means someone's coming after me. Great.
Why are they coming after you? You didn't dispel the illusion.
I killed the firekeeper.
Oh.
Fudge.
I'm still waiting for some summon signs.
Yeah, I can't now. Because I'm basically in the state of being invaded.
It seems like you're invading someone else, though.
No.
You're searching for a world of the guild.
No, I mean, I've been connected for it, and for some... this is the problem when it comes to this.
Then why would you be getting invaded if you're not... if you're the one searching?
It can happen. Nab's done that.
I think it's because you're part of the Dark Moon Covenant and you're searching for someone who's killed. Yeah, so you're invading. See, I told you. I swear to God, if you've just invaded my world.
John?
John.
Yeah!
I had a feeling. Can you not kill me, please?
Bear in mind, Nab did this to Susie once.
You've also done this to me.
Wait, if you let me kill you, then I get loads of souls, right?
Pardon?
If I end up killing you, I get loads of souls, don't I?
Not certain.
Can I just say there's now 3 of us and we're all just staring at each other?
3 of who?
There's currently 2 people that are in my world right now.
Wait, you're invaded.
Yep. I've got a normal invader and a Dark Moon Covenant invader. And we're all just looking at each other like...
Who's gonna make the first move?
We're kind of just sat like the Triforce. It's
Hello, Holly.
Hello.
You can't... Don't kill me. I mean, you're the one who told me to do this, remember?
I know. But it's funny at the moment. I haven't got any plans.
Right, thank you.
As far as I know.
What are you doing with that thing?
I pushed it the wrong way.
So I guess... I mean, I guess you could just jump off a wall and, you know, get free souls.
You really think I'm gonna give it to you?
But you've got over 200,000 and I've got 50. Plus also it means that I've got a Kindle again, remember?
You don't have to
I've
kindle.
got a reverse hollowing rather.
Hi.
Oh. Do this. Ow. Why?
Because I can't.
nice.
The fudge! That was some stupid arrow stuff there because I dodged that. That was simultaneous as well.
Yep.
See, Susie just ran around screaming. Ultimately, she was begging for Nab to not do it.
Okay, this is great. We've all exchanged things. Great. So I've just given them divine blessings each.
Well, why have you done that?
Because it's common decency. If they give you something, you give them something. And now we're just staring at each other awkwardly, and I can see that he's about to attack me with something else. Fantastic. I cannot wait.
The fudge. Okay, that was some BS because you turned when you did a forward attack and you turned around mid attack. That! Okay, that one there was stupid because I dodged. I am being hit by the fireballs when I've rolled out the way on my screen. So if you look back, I dodged those. Stop! You died on my... Your health hit 0 on my screen. You lagged. You lagged. If you watch that back.
I did watch that back and your health... My health did not drop. I just watched it back and I had like half health.
I was hitting you more. Lag is the only reason you won that. Because there's also fireballs that hit me when I'd completely rolled away from them. You only won that of lag.
Quite possibly.
Which, again, that shows how bad the game is optimised when it comes to lag.
Yeah. Well, at least we can get on with this.
Because also, if you pay attention to the fact that I kicked you a load of times and your character did not react, that also shows the lag stuff.
Oh no, I was reacting.
You
I
were
was
not...
taking a lot of hit on my stamina.
No, because the shield should have still been withdrawn. That was not happening on my screen at all.
It wasn't happening with me either, but I was still taking the stamina. So maybe my poise is so high that it means I can't get pushed. Where my
No, that's not...
shield can't.
No, the poise affects how long you're staggered for when you run out of stamina.
Well, I don't know. I got kicked multiple times. It happened on my screen. I took the stamina hit, but my shield didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, that's not how it works. Because, like, I've been, through invasions many times. I get kicked once, it takes half my stamina, and my shield is broken. So...
I mean, the armor I'm wearing is Havel's armor, and he hardly ever gets staggered.
Yeah, but then that's to do with the armor side. The shielding is different. Because kicking the shield out is a different part of it. Signs down now.
I don't know. I
Oh.
don't know. Something in the game meant that I wasn't getting knocked over. But my
Yeah,
shield wasn't
knocked
getting-
over is different.
Susie?
Yeah, it's alright, I just died. So, yeah.
Actually, let me go and switch my Covenant back to the Sunbro.
That would probably be a good idea, so we don't end up invading either me or Susie again.
Actually, there's an item that does it.
Oh, so you... Okay.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you equipped it just so that you get the chance to potentially invade one of us?
There is an automatic item, and then there is a manual item. And yeah,
One thing I did notice as well, my sword was doing a lot more damage, like, stat-wise. I think my sword does almost a third of your health.
which, yeah, and again, there were hits from your sword which shouldn't have harmed me because I was nowhere near you on my screen. And then, like I said, there were many attempts on my end. I was hitting you on the times when you didn't have a shield up, and yet you took no damage.
Must have been when I put a shield back up.
But like I said, that is the lag.
I'll rewatch the stream at that point.
There are points where you should have taken damage and you didn't.
Yeah. Shame I'm the only one who can sort of verify what bits were lag and what weren't.
But like I said, this is why lag is a complete pain. I mean, me and Nab have actually battled once, and even though we both have good internet connections, lag did still affect because of the distance. Because there were points where Nab was attacking me, and on his screen he hit, but on my screen he missed. So, and bear in mind, like I said, that's two people with good internet connections. So,
Now where's Susie?
I don't know.
I lost, but it's fine. On my way.
Well, I mean, I guess thanks for invading me, because I mean, I did get some souls from it.
You don't get that much, though. If I remember
Well, I mean,
correctly.
I've got enough to level up again, technically. But I'm saving it just because I've got a feeling it's going to be quite pricey to,
Probably.
what's the term, absolve my sins?
I never absolve my sins. I just keep them bad.
I do, because I don't want to get invaded. I think I actually did get hit by some of those Chaos Bibles at the start. Well, I didn't get hit by them, but I got hit by the sort of the lasting effect. What level are you?
I wasn't paying attention. So I'm just reading something at the moment. Oh, that's popped up.
Oh no. No, I didn't want to freaking do that phone. All I wanted to do is just play a little bit of Nico at me while the game loaded. Well, while I waited to be summoned.
Where's your sound? Is it at the top of the stage or sometime?
Nope, by the front door.
I'm just waiting for it to appear.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did it
Still not turned up yet.
Oh, I think you have to use the droid finger.
Oh.
Hmm.
It's one of those places, is it?
Yeah.
There it is. I see now. Yeah, after dealing with Gwendolyn, I'll probably have to try and absolve my sins. Because I'd rather not get invaded a lot. Oh, bollocks. Well,
Oh, he invaded me! He's sweet!
Just enter the fog wall.
is he? Yeah. Tough luck, buddy.
Yeah, so...
Heretic.
Heretic.
Mm,
First thou offendest
First
the
thou
godmother,
offendest the godmother, and now seekest see fit to trample upon the tomb of the great lord.
I am the dark
I am the
sun.
dark sun. Gwendolyn.
yeah, you know, he does speak.
Let the atonement for thy felons.
Oh, he's speaking in yours, is he?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Bye, John. Nice knowing you.
You guys coming through?
Yeah, because there's a we get a little, like, cutscene as well. Of us just touching the fog wall.
I see.
Hey, Gwendolyn, I was one of your dad's knights. I'm okay to be here, right?
I don't know what she's capable of, so...
Oh, it's actually a he.
Oh, he, rather.
Yeah, he was raised as a girl. Oh, because... Oh, yeah, watch out for the big magic
Whoa.
blasts.
Wow!
They hurt. Like, hurt.
Well, thankfully I've been upgrading my vitality recently.
Yeah, so this is the whole gimmick of this fight.
Oh,
You have to run up to him.
smack him once.
Oh! Oh boy. Because he was attacking you, that's why I thought I was safe. He just switched.
That thing just goes right through the pillars.
Oh! Ow, didn't get my shit up in time.
I'm gonna get a good hit on it. Almost.
Well,
It's just infinite.
this hallway is it's part of like the magical illusions.
Let's see.
There you go.
Oh, jeez.
That was actually kind of cool how I did it. Just run by and just.
I think we've both got him at the end there.
No, just
Watching the replay.
It's just that my method though was just the more I was say just the cool one. Just charge by and do just doing a charge by slash.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Soul of Gwendolyn.
Yep.
Anything else here?
There is some treasure chests at the very end.
I thought so. Let me guess, one of them's a mimic.
Nope. We have done every mimic in the game.
Oh my god.
That's even better than a mimic.
Well, I say we've done every mimic. There is a giant mimic.
Oh, for God's sake.
Good news is you'll know when you're going to deal with the giant mimic. Because there'll be a
Brass
giant.
armor, brass armor, brass corners, brass leggings.
Because there'll be a giant chest.
Is it just 2 chests here?
Yeah. I believe. Just quickly go through. Well, you can always walk back and then go into that room again anyway.
Oh no, there is a 3rd chest. With nothing inside it.
Yep, they troll you.
Asshole.
That one would have been a good one to make a mimic. Troll
Yes,
you with a
but
3rd
it's
chest that's
Gwendolyn was
empty
talking about.
because it's the mimic.
That must have been the curse that Gwendolyn was talking about. The empty chest.
Oh, gee.
Right, Susie, are your summon sign down?
Yes.
Whereabouts is it?
Bad fucker. Daisy, get up off the bed.
I'm not human. I'm not hollow. Yay for the loudest keyboard in the world. Just now waiting for Alex's summon sign.
Dried finger.
I need a summon. I need both summon signs still.
Yeah, I placed mine down about a minute ago.
Oh wait, I know why.
You haven't dispelled the illusion, haven't you?
Yep.
Ah, silly.
Hold on, but it worked when we did it with Nab. There's a glitch in the Switch version.
The Switch has a glitch.
Remember, Susie, when we did this on the PS4, I didn't dispel the illusion. And yet I was able to do it.
Hey, then why did you say that I had to kill
As far as I know, you have to do the illusion, because Nab and I have tried this before, or summon signs just would not appear for each other.
Well, so one of the versions is errored then.
And the thing is, I can't really say what version that is.
Either the Switch version is errored and it won't let you do it, or the PS4 version had a glitch and allowed us to do it.
My guess is that it's probably the PS4 version.
Part of me wants to say Switch. Mostly because of how lazy they were with the Switch port over, but apart from that, it's flawless. But both versions do have their fair share amount of glitches. So I wouldn't be able to say.
I was saying probably the PlayStation 4 because from what you've told me, it sounds like this, unless you dispel...
Well, because bear in mind, I've only done this once on the PS4, so I've done it a few times on the Switch.
I haven't done multiplayer on PS3, so I wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, from based on what you're saying, you can only do this area multiplayer if you've taken aim at the melons.
There you go. That took more attempts than needed.
Now that
I hit her with an arrow and it didn't work.
I am Wendesday,
I fire a second arrow.
thy
Still doesn't do it.
transgression shall not go unpunished.
It took 6 arrows.
Needs more arrows.
Because you were missing.
No, the last couple of shots hit. because I watch.
Maybe they intend for you to aim for the face rather than.
It's still weird that it's that specific. Technically, I was close enough for that still to register as hits. Hi, you two. Can we settle this argument quickly?
Great sight. Yeah, my internet's sort of dropping to the point where Twitch is at the furthest back it can possibly be without, it is glitching rather. You know what good streams?
Hold on, I have now been invaded. Oh, come on!
Why didn't you just use the bonfire?
It actually... I wanted to get rid of these guys right away.
Why?
Saves doing it later.
Why would you have to do it later if you never have to come back here again?
Boss soul.
Who's soul?
Gwendolyn's.
But we've already got Gwendolyn's boss soul.
You have it!
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, you can make something at the giant.
Oh. I understand now. So you've been invaded twice.
Yeah, that means I've got a regular invader and a
Blue moon.
That's what
yeah.
happened to me. It was fun. Both of them were lovely.
He's blue, da ba dee da ba da. Not gonna continue that song.
Yeah, because I don't want...
Let this change
Oh,
it
there
down.
goes a glitch.
Yeah, I saw a glitch Sunday with Dark Souls 3. The glitch ripped.
Right, a summon sign's down.
Yes.
Mhm.
Come on, show up summon signs.
Where are the invaders anyway?
I don't know, and right now I want to get you both summoned and then walk into that boss
I am
room.
being summoned to the world.
Oh. Oh, no, Alex, stay down here.
And I'm not going too high, I'm just going up a little bit. Yeah, no, they're not down here. Oh, but the elevator's moving.
Yeah, come on, Susie.
I'm in, go.
It's moving!
Go. Yeah, I was waiting for Susie to be moving before I did it.
We need to move!
Heretic. First thou offended the godmother, and now thou seek fit to trample upon the tomb of the great lord.
We could just get this if we wanted to.
We all have to press for
I
it.
am the dark sun, Gwendolyn. Let the
It's a plus,
atonement
right?
for thy
Well, we were...
There we go. Oh, there is an animation for going through the fog wall. That's weird.
Yeah, it's an odd thing that they do. I think maybe because it treats this bit as a separate zone when it's in boss mode.
Maybe. Go.
It's really hard to see him doing that because your health bars are in the way.
Oh. Those throwing knives are not nice. That almost killed him. Her.
Him.
He, she.
Susie.
Saved you.
Trans.
Well, technically it was forced. In this case. Thought so.
Susie! It's just the two of us.
Yeah, because Susie decided to jump in front of an attack that I was perfectly capable of blocking. Got him!
Yasha!
Swathed in dark. An eternal curse upon thee.
There we go. Hey, I'm Artorias. I went into the abyss and I came back. I can deal with curses.
No, you can't. You literally went mad.
No, because I'm running around right now.
Anyway, time to place my soap stains. Stone. Yeah, English I do. My summon sign is down for Susie's attempt.
Yeah, I'm just quickly... What's that noise?
So how many bosses are there after Gwendolyn then?
2.
Only 2? Wow.
Gwendolyn can be done any time after you arrive in Anolondo, technically. Because you
So one of them's obviously the final boss.
Yep. Bed of Chaos.
Ah, crap, I forgot about that one.
Yep.
From what I've heard, it's
Bed of Chaos is just the worst boss in the game.
and it's also the worst boss in the series.
No, Covetous Demon. Because Covetous, at least with Bed of Chaos, it's actually something interesting to look at. Covetous Demon is just a giant slug that flops around.
Oh, right then. Yeah, but apparently the mechanics of this fight is just so horrible that they rate it the worst. They'd rather look at Jabba the Hutt.
There is actually the other thing, yeah, but there's one saving thing for Bed of Chaos. It's actually it's actually one of the best.
3 hits.
Hmm.
In fact, it only requires 3 hits to kill.
Yeah, and it's actually a speedrunner's favourite boss. There is a spot you can.
Why?
There's a spot where you can stand, and you can hit 2 of the 3 spots you have to hit just by throwing firebombs.
Whoa.
Now you have to know the angles and whatnot to throw them at, but for people doing speed runs, that is the quickest boss to defeat.
I mean, it's going to be pretty quick for us, because, I mean, there's 3 of us, so...
Even then, it can still be a little tricky, because getting to the final spot can be rough. Susie, are you summoning?
Undoing the Twilight in Anolondo.
I thought Susie had already done it because she said she got invaded by both types of invader.
Oh yes. Graphical glitches.
Susie!
Try running up the stairs and flicking the
There we go.
analog stick from left to right really quickly as you're running up.
It's alright.
And then look at your feet.
Here we go. Susie, are you still there? There you go, 'cause you've been so quiet.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, I heard what you said, but I can't because I was in summoning.
Alright. Yeah, once you're in suit as well, just try it and then just look at your legs.
To be fair, my character doesn't run properly anyway. If you look, my character runs in a straight line with weird leg animation. Did you use the finger, Susie?
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
I used to do it a bit quicker than that. So like,
yeah,
really quick.
it's really difficult for me to do.
Fair
But
enough.
like I said, if you look at how my character runs anyway, it's not exactly the best animation.
Is Susie used the the dried finger yet?
She said she has. Has Alex's
Oh,
sign
why
not
can't
shown
you
up?
see my sign?
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Yep.
I mean, I can show you what I'm talking about.
Well, no, because bear in mind we're over time.
It'll only take like 10 seconds.
I believe Nav was done early today.
Yeah, because he's going to watch Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I better not do that one either.
To be fair, I've played Spider-Man on stream. And they played the music, but then bear in mind that's part of a Spider-Man thing, so yeah.
Press plus.
Heretic.
I have.
First
Hi, Susie's mum.
I'm good. Hi. Yes, please. Also, everybody says hi. Hi, everyone.
Or hey,
Susie's mum, give the kitties a hug.
Does that my little pops?
you might want to get in quickly. Susie's already gone. Ow. Susie's already down at the bottom. You might want to. Yep,
Yeah, I was coming through. It was just the game was being funny about bringing the little box up. Don't stand too close, Alex, because I can't see if she does the big. If he does the big magic blast. Because, like I mentioned, our health boxes kind of block the view.
Yeah.
So adorable. So adorable. Cuteness is not the word I was
Yeah.
Hey, don't slip my feet!
Hi, kitty.
Oops.
That was a good volley of hits.
Indeed.
Ah, Susie! Yeah, your idea, Susie, of running in front is actually a bad one. Because if, let's say, if Gwendolyn then does the big magic blast, I wouldn't see it coming.
Nice.
Oh, wow. That was kind of... I'm just watching the stream, but the health bar just disappeared. When there was health still there.
That was.
Wait, and they're still alive! If you watch the stream.
What the hell?
There. Susie, are they actually dead or did you die?
They're dead.
The game just... Susie, you need to look back at the stream. You need to look back at the stream, Susie.
Wait, what?
Someone please clip that.
has been achieved by not achieving it.
So, yeah, can we get a clip of that bit, because that needs to be kept. A boss has been beaten, yet they're not beaten?
Got it.
Thanks.
Victory has been achieved by not achieving it.
Yeah.
I should probably quickly go to Undead Parish.
Why?
Absolving sins.
Yeah. We're too... Well, bear in mind you've already been beaten up for that, so...
Yeah, but won't I get, like, invaded tons of times now? Like,
It only counts for the fresh one. I mean, you're still on the... You're still going to be on a list, yes. But you're not considered at the top. It's kind of weird. You know, the priority always goes to the newest ones.
And since loads of people play this, it's gonna be pretty.
Yeah.
So, if we're going back to Lost Isolith,
Yes.
there'll be a lot of invaders.
Not many people invade down there.
Nah.
Okay, what about wherever the thingamabob is?
Kiln of the First Flame. We've only been invaded a couple of times there, and again, people just don't do it that much. People are usually at least considerate enough for the final zone. So...
You say that now, but
I said usually. We have been invaded there before, but it's never that bad. I mean, usually the Black Knights are enough of a problem.
Yeah.
But, right. So, that's gonna... Don't forget to post the link, Susie, in the clip section. And then... But yeah, that's gonna do it for today. So, in theory, next week we could push for the end.
We could do.
what would we do afterwards? Would we continue with our
Well, me and Susie were...
sorcery pyromancy thing?
Well, no, me and Susie were gonna do a DS3 for the stream archives. So
DS3 on what?
PS4, because Susie doesn't have a PC that can run it.
Dark Souls 3 is the most demanding thing that my PC can actually run in on.
And it's
No, it doesn't cost that many souls to absolve my sins.
it's your soul level times whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's
It
only
gets
50
expensive really quickly.
It's only 53,500.
That's expensive.
I can...
The amount I've got currently from killing Gwendolyn 3 times.
True. I'm trying to...
I've got... Yeah.
I'm trying to see how much it is.
A quarter of what I've got.
See, I'd rather not absolve my sins because it's literally never.
Oh yeah, 500 times current level. In later games they made it higher. Because in 3 it's times 1000.
Oh god.
But it's a lot. But there isn't as many things to sin in number 3, so...
There isn't. You basically spend most of the game actually really not sinning.
And the points where you basically would cause problems with NPCs, it's because of quest lines and because of mutually exclusive quests. So, yeah, it's
basically what you're doing with those quest lines as well. So.
Yeah, and absolving sins will not correct quest lines. It just... You know, it'll just keep the quest... You know, it doesn't change the quest lines, so... There's no point doing that.
Well, I've already done it.
Alright. And, well, I believe in New Game Plus your sin is reset anyway.
Yeah.
And we're pretty close to that point, so it wouldn't have you've just basically used souls you could have got a level for.
Yeah, that's why I never absolve sins. Unless I need to.
Unless, yeah, I've only done it once, and that's because I did something stupid very early on.
I
What was that?
accidentally hit onion, bro.
I
Hit onion, bro. Yeah.
How dare you?
I hit one of the teachers in, because it was in my first playthrough when I was doing sorcery, and I accidentally hit the sorcery teacher,
Oof.
and he refused to teach me sorceries.
Well, that's a big oof.
Yeah, so absolved my sins, and I could finish buying the sorceries from him.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I say, that's it for today. Tomorrow is Super Mario Maker 2 for the Wednesday stream. So look forward to me going crazy because I suck at Mario. No. Follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. We're so close to 100. Let's push past it. Night night.